kept the follow hype low key. I ain't got a cap, nigga, about me. Head to the back with my wife in the front, rolling up a fat blunt of the kush OG. Yeah, y'all better leave me alone. Yeah, I'm in a league of my own. And you better go get them quick, fast, in a hurry, cause you ain't beat me alone. Different mindset, same old.
What it do, family? It's your girl Tootie Toot, and I am back with another video, man. Thank you so much for coming back and tuning in. You already know the vibes. I need you to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Listen, you guys, we are listening to the documents that was released from the Tory Lanez trial. And man, I ain't even gonna lie, we just listened to the jailhouse call. It's really, really crazy how everything panned out. So listen, we about to get right into this thing. Now this testimony from Kelsey is pretty thick. So we might, you know, go past some things, you know what I mean, of that nature, because I don't know. But we're gonna listen up. Let's get it.
Okay, it's September 14th, 2022. It's 11:30 in the morning. This is Deputy District Attorney Alexander Bott. I'm here with Deputy District Attorney Kathy Taw and DA Investigator Jody Little. We're here to interview witness Kelsey Harris in case BA 490599. Ms. Harris is accompanied by her spouse, Mr. Darren. And sir, could you go ahead and say your full name?
Darren Smith.
And
spell your name for me, please, Darren.
D-A-R-I-E-N, last name S-M-I-T-H.
And then we also have two individuals appearing by speakerphone. And could you folks just state your name for the recording?
Dominic Elton, Don Worley with McDonald Worley.
Great, thank you so much.
I want you guys to also pay attention to some context. It's September 14th, so this is 3 months ago. She got her man with her. She ain't talked to Megan in 2 years, okay? So it would have been no reason for her to give this testimony other than finally give her truth, because she too was victimized in this. You know what I'm saying? Now, it could have gone that both ways. I see you in the chat. Somebody said, you know what I mean, or whatever. Nah, definitely Meg and Kelsey was fighting. I hope they, I don't know. I got to see this because, see, her deposition, because I've heard a lot of it. It make me say that this woman could have possibly been trying to, like, fight Tory. The way, you never know. Let's just listen, y'all, because shit, this pisses me. I don't know.
I will ask them to spell their names, if not now, then later.
You're listening to Street
it wasn't
TV.
quite clear to me for the second person. Okay, thank you.
All right.
So we're here to talk about the events that occurred back in July of 2020, July 12th, 2020. And can I call you Kelsey?
Yes.
Kelsey, why don't we just start with, how did you come to know Megan Pete?
We met in college. We attended Prairie View University together.
I just want to point out something. I was on Academics Live last night, right? And he was talking about misleading people again, okay? He was talking about Kelsey and Megan knowing each other from the 3rd grade. It was completely false. And see, it's those type of pieces of evidence that you got to stop doing. Because when people come back and say, oh, Megan backdoored her, you know, they thinking that this is a long relationship. It was not that. I said it in my video. They met in college. Their friendship was like damn near 3 years old. All right. So it really couldn't have been a long offense of Megan backdooring her best friend. Y'all mean to try to tell me that Megan slept with 3 of Kelsey's niggas in 3 years? Stop it. Y'all gotta chill. I hate when people give out fake testimony. It pisses me off so bad, y'all.
And that's where we established our relationship.
So how long have you known her at the time of the incident in July of 2020? How many years do you think?
I would say roughly around 6 to 7 years.
And how would you describe the nature of your relationship? Were you friends? Were you work associates?
Yes, we were friends. And of course, you know, as she grew into her career as an artist, I came along as an assistant or a team player, best friend.
And how long did you work with her as an assistant, would you say?
From 2018 I don't know the exact years, but maybe late 2018 or early 2019 up until the incident.
And what were you and Megan doing out in Los Angeles on July 12th, 2020?
I actually had returned back to Los Angeles. I had came back from Houston after coming over the coronavirus. She had told me to come back. We were shooting a music video to WAP with Cardi B that week, so that is why we were back in LA.
Okay. And
I want to make a correction. We went back to LA after we were staying in New York for a little while filming. Once the pandemic broke out, we were supposed to travel overseas. Overseas got closed down, so we ended up relocating to LA.
Now, when you say relocating, was the plan that you were going to temporarily be staying in LA for a period of time?
Correct.
Okay. And what was the plan as far as how you were going to be staying there?
Until the pandemic was, over, until everybody was back free to continue on with their, lives.
Were you guys staying together or in separate?
We were together. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as far as this particular night, was there any event or anything going on?
There was no event, so we had actually got invited by Kylie Jenner to come over to her home to hang out. It wasn't like a party invitation, so we made plans to do that, and yeah, so we just went and attended Kylie's invitation.
And then going to Tory Lanez, how long did you know him for before this whole thing happened?
We actually had met earlier 2020.
And when you say we, I guess I should probably, when you say we, are you referring to both of you and Meg met him around the same time?
Correct.
Okay.
Early 2020, we attended a brunch, a Rock Nation brunch, and that's where we all met.
Okay. And then what would you say was the relationship with Tory, between you, Meg, and Tory, up until that night at least?
Everything was okay. There was no issues.
You're listening
the
to
relationship
Street TV.
between me and Tory, it was one of those situations you flirt. This is somebody that Megan wanted me to, I guess have an involvement with. I ended up catching the virus. Actually, I went back to Houston. Her lease was up with her apartment. Got her apartment situated, caught the virus, and I stayed there. And I guess between that time, Megan and Tory became close. I don't know what the relationship was, but, they were with each other often, and that was that.
Okay.
And then you came back out and met back up with them in California.
Correct.
How long would you say you were back out in California before this night in July?
Less than a week, if not a week, less than a week.
Were you staying with Meg at the time?
That's correct.
Okay. And then that night...
That almost kind of made me wonder if it was Kelsey doing the backdooring. Because when I kind of hear that, it seems like in that gesture, where I know Kelsey Mann is there too, so she gonna probably do what Meg did and try to downplay it. But it looked like Kelsey was aware that it might have been some type of romantic situation going on with Tory. I mean, that's what I got from that. Y'all drop it down in the chat. What y'all think?
You said you guys got an invitation from Kylie.
We didn't get the invitation that night. We received the invitation at the music video,
Okay.
which I believe that was maybe 2 days prior to the July 12th, or maybe a day prior to. And so, yeah.
So, did you go to Kylie's house with Meg?
Correct. She asked me to come with her.
Okay. Who else besides you and Meg went to Kylie's house?
In our party, our group, it was me, Megan, and her stylist, EJ King.
Okay. And then, do you remember about what time you got there?
I want to say around 6, 7 p.m. I believe that's the time we finally got there.
Okay. And so once you got there, what was everyone doing?
So once we got there, it was, I want to say maybe 6 people that Kylie already had present. Megan volunteered to cook nachos, and so she actually began to cook nachos, and we were all outside.
I agree, lover of music. Shit, I don't think it was no backdooring because, I mean, even Megan was telling Kelsey, like, you need to get on with Tory. It seemed like to me that Megan smashed and really didn't want to be one. Probably thought that he was really cool, but it kind of don't seem like nobody was really serious with Tory and vice versa. That's why I don't understand why people thought he would be apologizing. I'm like, y'all don't even make no sense.
Just interacting, and then we began to play beer pong.
Oh, there's a pool outside too, right?
There's a pool.
Okay. So you guys were all hanging out. You said Kylie had maybe about 6 or so people there already at the house.
Correct.
Do you know who any of those people were?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know them until that night.
Oh, I see. Okay. Were any of them Tory though at the time you arrived?
No.
Okay. Who were the other 6 people, if you remember?
So her 3 best friends, I believe one, his name was Faye or Phi. The other guy, I can't remember his name. There was a female friend of hers, Kris Jenner's husband or boyfriend, Odell Beckham, and Odell Beckham's friend. Actually, 9 people, and then a guy by the name of, what's his name? Their sons to a celebrity was 2, so 9 people.
Okay. So everyone's hanging out. Sounds like everyone's having fun. People were drinking.
Yes.
Okay. And then what goes on as the night carries on?
So, we were playing beer pong, having a great time.
Leanna, that part right there, what you just said, crazy to me. She was the victim, and both of them was looking for her to throw the lifeline in. Crazy. This world is cooked. It makes me not want to never go outside, y'all.
She has a basketball court out there also. We played basketball. Megan was cooking. She came out, and she was just like, oh, y'all having fun without me. And we were like, well, come join us, And so she joined us. We were all enjoying ourselves. Of course, we ended up into the pool, having fun, enjoying ourselves from there. Everybody's still having fun, drinking, consuming alcohol. That's kind of when...
This was the time when Tory hadn't got there yet, because I know that they was there before Tory arrived, so Tory ain't here at this point, right?
And the night just began to, I guess, go left a little.
Okay. And when you say go left, what do you mean?
So it was a point in time where I lost my conscience, and due to the alcohol consumption.
Do you know? I mean, it's hard to say because you're losing consciousness, but do you remember about what time it was?
We weren't following with the time, honestly. We weren't following up with the time. We were having a great time.
Did you get a sense of how long you've probably at least been there before you started, maybe kind of losing out on?
I would say about maybe 10, 11, somewhere around there. I'll say that. That's not, I don't know how accurate.
Right, nice, Neasty. Odell back was somewhere with his son. Like, man, I don't want no parts of this shit. I'm a family man, damn it.
So by the time I came back to my senses, Tori's now here, but everybody's gone. Everybody's gone, and so now it's just me, Megan, Tori, EJ, the stylist, and Kylie, of course.
Do you have any sense of what time about?
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm making mental notes because I read that whole court transcript, and I know they was saying that they was there like an hour and a half before Tori got there. So when she said Tori is now there, it let me know the vibe was good, and this nigga came in want to screw Kylie and fucking up the whole vibe.
What time it was when you came to?
No, again, I wasn't following up with the time.
But you were like awake and lucid when Tori showed up?
When Tori, I wasn't there, like I didn't know when Tori showed up. I can't tell you what time Tori showed up. To my knowledge, Megan called a few people on FaceTime and asked him to come over.
When you kind of came to though, you saw him there, how were you feeling there at that point? As far as...
I was aware. Okay. I was okay.
Okay.
So now we're still in the pool. It's Kylie, Tori, and Megan. They're kind of in like an area. I'm actually in the hot tub at this point. I believe that was a hot tub. I can't remember if that was a hot tub or just a smaller pool she has. EJ is sitting. She has like a cabana style setup. Mm-hmm. He's sitting over there on his phone. So we're all just kind of just minding our business. You can hear at the end of the pool, Megan is just like laughing uncontrollably. And it wasn't normal. I never heard her laugh like this, so you can kind of tell something was wrong. Tori did call for my name, and I acted like I didn't hear it. And Megan, Megan was like, no, come back. I heard that, but Tori was going between Megan and Kylie. And EJ said, Kelsey, it's time to go. Like, let's go. It's getting late. The alcohol consumption, it's time to go. So I said, okay, I told Megan, hey, let's go. And she didn't want to leave. So I just went upstairs. I was going to go pack our suitcases because Kylie had, when we got there, Kylie led us to a room where we can change and hang out and sleep or whatever. So I went upstairs to pack our suitcases. They were already packed. EJ had packed them. So I put my, it's like a pajama set on. It's a top and a bottom. So I put my set on. I came back downstairs. I loaded EJ's vehicle, who we rode with. I loaded his vehicle with our suitcases, and at that point, I went back in. She wasn't ready to go, so me and EJ stayed outside. I sat inside of the car with Tori's security.
Do you know that guy's name?
Quan.
Okay.
Quan.
Now, he was security. Was he also basically Tori's driver, too?
Tori's security driver friend, kind of just playing all of the roles, right.
Did you know him before this date, Quan?
I honestly had never met Quan.
Okay, that was the first time you
That was my first time meeting Quan.
Did you know, was he local to LA, or did he travel with Tori? Do you know?
I know he didn't travel with Tori because, like I said, that was my first time meeting him. I don't know when Quan came in or how long they've been acquainted, or he was just there for that night. I can't tell you.
I definitely believe her so far. And the reason being is because, so far, this story aligns with, the closest to her original testimony that her friend gave. Y'all go watch that part 3. It gets real in there, man. For real. But this is some crazy shit. This is better than Lifetime, my nigga. This is a series for real.
So he had a separate car.
Tori had a separate car.
And that's the car you got into?
That's the car I got into. I sat in the front seat. Quan sat in his driver's seat. And I was actually on FaceTime with my sister, and we were talking, and, just kind of one of those things girl, I can't believe we're here. We used to watch this growing up.
Yeah.
So, we're talking regular talk. And then so EJ says, Kelsey, tell Megan it's time to go. Her wig is coming off of her head. So at that point, it's okay, no, we have to go because her appearance isn't, it's not holding up correct.
Yeah.
So I went inside and I said, Megan, let's go. She didn't even know her wig was coming off. And I said, your wig. So that made her come on and get up out the pool. So Tori stayed in with Kylie. So we come outside. This time, we're making our plans to leave. I guess at some point she tells EJ, no, Tori's taking us home. So they transferred the luggage from EJ's car to Tori's car. And so once they did that, Megan jumped in the front seat. Now Quan's driving, and I'm in the back seat behind Megan.
And EJ just drives off in his own car, correct?
Not just yet.
Okay.
So I want to be clear and make sure I'm not losing my. Okay, so once we do that, Megan, she tells Quan to get Tori, it's time to go. So Quan goes in to grab Tori. We stay in the car. Tori comes out, and he's like, no, take them home. His demeanor was, he didn't want to get in the car. Why? I don't know.
Tori didn't want to get in the car.
Tori didn't want to get in the car.
Did he seem upset at all?
It wasn't that he was upset. I think he was.
That man was trying to smash Kylie. He said it in Daystar. That's why right now everything seems correct. Because this nigga's shit is saying exactly what Kelsey is saying right now. If you go listen to Daystar, Queen, and Slim, the end of that, he's saying it exactly verbatim to this. Until they get to the truck.
He wasn't upset. He just, he did not want to get in the car.
Yeah, he was agitated. He was in the pool trying to get some booty.
At that point, I'm not aware of why. So anyways, we leave. So Tori stays at the house with Kylie. It's me, Quan, and Megan. So we leave. EJ follows out behind us. He goes home.
Okay, I gotta say this, you guys, because we breaking this shit down and we gonna do it properly. I wonder why Kelsey didn't mention Kylie asking Meg to leave. Nobody ever corroborated that. Now, EJ was saying that Meg was drunk to where her wig was messed up. But I can't recall. I got to go back to the transcripts because I got to remember what EJ said. Did EJ say that Kylie kicked him out? Because she missed that part. Because they was making it seem like Meg was totally belligerent. Like it was going crazy. You dig what I'm saying? And I showed you guys in my video how the police or somebody came through and was already complaining about the music. I got to read that part because that's throwing me too.
Because there's no reason for him to follow us. He's going home. Okay. So as we're leaving, Megan is still doing this laugh. I'm kind of just in the back seat, just like, I don't know, just in the back seat. And then I guess she realizes that she had left a slipper, a Louis Vuitton slipper slide that she wears. And so she demanded Quan to take us back to Kylie's. And so we pull up to Kylie's house, and everybody's kind of confused. Her security guards are outside, probably like 6 security guards.
You're talking about Kylie's security guards?
Correct. And he calls to see if it's okay. We come back, and they let us in. So once they let us in, Megan jumps out the vehicle. I stay in the vehicle. Quan follows behind Megan, so it's just me at this point.
Oh, Quan actually gets out of the car with Meg.
Right.
Okay.
So they're inside. It's for a little moment. Then immediately they rush out. Everybody rushes out.
Who's everybody? Okay.
Tori, Quan, Megan. Kylie, she comes out, but she stays on her porch, or her door entry. So Megan jumps back in the front seat. Tori gets in the car, which is now he's behind Quan. He's behind the driver. I'm still behind the front passenger. And Megan says, sorry, I gotta cuss, but she says, bitch. Kylie said, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And I was like, what? Like, why? And so Quan was like, they were in their
You're
argument.
listening to Street TV.
I guess Tori and Megan. And so what they were arguing about, I don't know. So it was kind of like, whoa, okay. And now we're leaving.
And so Megan's in the front, Quan's driving.
I definitely believe Kelsey because that sounds like some shit. That nigga said, bitch. Kylie said, we got to get the fuck out. I believe her. It sounds like she didn't say that shit.
You're in the back seat behind Quan.
Megan.
Or behind Megan, and Tori's behind Quan.
Correct.
Okay.
So we're leaving. We're driving, going down the road. Megan is laughing still. It's like an uncontrollable laugh. And just out of curiosity.
Yeah, Vicky, this is the September interview.
I want to know what's funny. So I'm like, what is funny? Like, what is going on? And that's when Tori butts in. And he's like, yeah, Megan, why don't you tell your best friend what's so funny? Why don't you tell her how fake you are? And so I'm confused because this was random. And so I said, what? Like, what are you talking about? And Megan's like, Kelsey, don't listen to him. He's just trying to make you mad. And so I'm like, what are you talking about? And, next thing you know, the arguing, began with Tori and Megan. They're arguing.
I believe that because Tori was mad as hell, man. He was finna get rhythm from Kylie and Megan just straight cock blocked, so he was pissed.
They're taking jabs at each other. He's calling her out her name. He's calling her, like, I've never heard him speak like this, so.
Any of the stuff he was saying?
I can't honestly recall, like, verbatim. He was definitely calling her, like, bitches and hoes and... So, I stepped in and I said, you're not going to talk to my friend like that, like, I don't care what y'all got going on, but you're not going to talk to her like that in front of me. So he got offended and now me and him are arguing. And we're honestly, when I argue, I can say things that are hurtful too. So he was saying mean things, so I was saying mean things back to him. And
do you remember any of the exchange?
I'm about to get to what I do remember. He began to say, I'm from, like, he just started like, I'm from Canada, like, basically, I guess insinuating that they're gangsters or something. I don't know. I'm from Canada, my nigga. Like, do you know? And I'm
the little nigga got an ego problem. I mean, you can't deny that. His temper his ego is gonna be the downfall of him, and it's so terrible because he's such a great talent. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That Alone at Prime, nigga, they were great albums, and it's just wasted talent. You know what I mean? You getting more you more in the headlines than.
I'm like, okay, and like, so, you know, now we're just going back and forth. It's like I'm going back and forth with him, he's going back and forth with Megan. He said, my nigga, I'll shoot you. And so
He was saying that to you?
He said that to me. So he reached, like he was going to grab something, he reached towards the middle console, but he never pulled anything out.
Now, this is where I want you guys to pay attention to what I was saying in my video, okay? You heard he said, my nigga, I'll shoot you. So when she sat on the trial and testified, they said, Kelsey, did Tory Lanez ever threaten you? Her response was, I plead the fifth. So it aligns with this testimony. So we just gonna make sure we point that shit out as we go along. Damn.
So
Now, can you describe the middle console on the car? There's like I assume like some type of flat cover or lid,
Correct.
And then when he reached towards it, you just saw what? His hand moving?
yeah, it was just a motion that he reached. He never opened it or, you know, so it was just a motion. So I was like, okay, and if you shoot me, then I guess it's my time to go, like, you know, like, and if you shoot me, just know I have people who will ride behind me, you know, in my support, you know, and he's like, you know, he's just talking mess still, him and Megan, me and him. So then Megan, I guess we're on Sunset Boulevard at this time, and Megan demands for, sorry, that's mine.
Your ring. Mine.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Megan demands for Quan to pull the vehicle over. So we pull over, and we're actually by a bus stop. Megan jumps out the vehicle. Tori follows behind her. Quan stays in. I stay in. Because it's just like we're in the middle of a road. Like, we're just arguing. This is, you know. So Tori and Megan, they sit at the bus stop. They have, I don't know what conversation they had, a conversation if any. But when they...
I tell you exactly what that conversation was. Meg, like, man, how the fuck you gonna say some shit like that to Kelsey that we fuck? How you gonna do that? Man, my bad, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just...
They got back in the vehicle. It was calm. Tori then began to...
When they got back in the vehicle, do you remember where everyone was sitting?
Yes, sorry. Megan got back in the front seat. Tori got back in behind Quan, so behind the driver's seat. So it was calm. Everybody was calm. Tori then began to apologize to me. And he's just like, I'm sorry, Kelsey, you're just a real ass nigga, and I had to tell you.
No, being lovely. Meg Bodyguard was never present when this whole thing transpired. That's why I did not understand why everybody was feeling like, oh my God, it's a conspiracy. If anything, they only needed him to corroborate that the text that Kelsey sent saying, help, Tori shot Meg, that he received that. That's the only reason I could see them needing him. But other than that, he was pointless.
You know, and I'm like, what?
An apology.
Right, and so I'm like, but he's saying it loud. And so Megan can hear this. So that kind of started what?
An apology.
Right, and so I'm like, but he's saying it loud. And so Megan can hear this. So that kind of started her back up. So now they're arguing back together. At this point, it's uncontrollable. Can't stop
And
it.
do you remember anything at this point that was being said between them?
At this point, they're arguing about each other's artistry as a career as an artist. She's telling him like you're only this and that because you're on a remix.
You were absolutely right, because he was supposed to go, he went over there to pick up Megan Things from Tori, right? And that's when he said, Tori, yeah, you right. He would have been, yeah, you right.
With Jack Harlow. And he's telling her things about her career as an artist, which I can't remember what he was telling her, but they just started hitting each other with their career as an artist. So now we're at the final, the next stop where the incident occurs. And this time Tori demands Quan to let us out. He's like, let these hoes out, let these bitches out the car. This is my car. And so we're like, okay, we'll get out. So he pulled the car over and
Cheryl, go lay, take a nap. Just take a nap.
everything here transpires. Megan jumps out of her seat, which is the front seat. I open up my door, which I'm behind Megan. And when you're getting out of a vehicle, you're not really just like looking at any direction. You're just kind of getting out the vehicle, you know? Especially, we didn't expect anything to happen next, so we're just getting out the vehicle. I get out of my side, and no sooner do you know, you start hearing gunshots going off. Didn't expect anything to happen next, so we're just getting out the vehicle. I get out of my side, and no sooner do you know, you start hearing gunshots going off. I look up about it was 5 gunshots. I look up maybe at the second.
That kind of just downplays a lot of shit, y'all. About her even shooting a weapon for real. It now coincides with Tory because, like, they said it was only 5 shots, right? Shit, if she heard 5 shots, that was it. Nigga, the fuck you mean it ain't no more shots? Because there was only 5 shots fired according to the witness. So there's no way that Kelsey could even fire the weapon if that's the math.
Second or third gunshot, that's when I
You're
look
listening
up.
to Street
And that's going off. I look up about it was 5 gunshots. I look up maybe at the second or third gunshot, that's when I
You're
look
listening
up.
to Street
And
TV.
you see Tory, he's now in the front seat. I guess he must have jumped over. It was very smooth transition because we didn't hear it, I didn't hear it. And he's leaning over, the door is open, and he's leaning over like the window.
Which door? Is it the rear door?
The front.
So she's trying to say that he was like that.
Megan
Oh, okay, I see what she's saying. Like
His
standing
door's
on the. Okay, I got it.
My
Driver's
door's
side.
my
Okay.
door's open in the back, and the front door is open to where Megan got out. The front right passenger
Both doors on the passenger side
are open. Correct. So
And is he shooting through the window or over the top of the
no,
door?
he's shooting over the top
Okay.
of the door.
Damn, man. That's fucked up because it just sounded like Meg was telling the complete truth this whole time. Because shot like dead ass serious, my nigga. Like, I don't know, man. It's baffling me because this was in September. So, I mean, this is a good ass account. Like, nigga, this was just recently. You dig what I mean? And then it's like her and Megan ain't even friends. That is fucking horrible. Y'all, do y'all understand how horrible that really is, y'all?
So
Over the top of the door would be the rear passenger door?
the right
the
front
passenger.
Okay.
passenger. So again, as I said, he must have jumped, or I don't know how he did it because it was very very smooth. And he was leaning over the front passenger door, and she was shooting the gun.
Where were you standing at this point?
At this point, I'm standing kind of like my body's still like to the side behind the door, the rear passenger door. So I would say like my left side was the rear passenger, and my right side was kind of like this. Like this is the door, and
Are you still partially in the car at this point?
I'm out of the vehicle.
Okay.
I'm out of the vehicle. I'm just not around my door yet.
Yeah.
And
So.
do you know where's Megan?
So I was about to speak on Megan. So she was walking away when this happened, but by the 3rd, 4th shot, and by the time I look up, she's facing towards us, and I've described it like a deer in headlights. I'm short. I'm 4'11". The vehicle is kind of a little raised up, higher than me, so I can't really see. I can only see from her chest up. That's all I can see. But the way Tori was angling the gun is kind of like. It wasn't like straight. It was like, down.
It was down in her direction? In Meg's
Definitely in her direction.
This is fucking horrible, y'all. This is horrible. This girl ain't lying, bro. Dead ass. This girl ain't lying, bro. And that makes sense to what the witness testimony said because he was like, this nigga was shooting everywhere. I really don't believe that Megan and Kelsey fought that night, y'all. I don't. I really think what it was, I think it was tussling amongst all 4. Because when you think about it, Quan probably was like, yo, nigga, Tory, with the, you know, it was probably a lot of tussling. I don't think Meg and Kelsey fought that night. They was trying to make this shit seem like it was really about dick. And really at the end of the day, nobody cared about it. Nobody cared about it. Yo, this is crazy, my nigga. The way they spun this narrative, and you almost got to give Tory credit, his defense credit for how they spun it, because it had niggas fooled, bro.
In the area.
Yo.
Yeah, definitely in her direction. So at that point, we kind of were in shock, you know.
Did you hear him say anything as he was shooting?
He did not say anything.
Okay.
There was no words at that point, you know.
What was Quan doing? Could you tell?
I think everybody was in shock.
Okay, so he wasn't part
even
of it.
right here at this point right here. He wasn't part of
Okay.
this. What I'm about to get into next. I can't tell you guys where Tory pulled the gun from. Like I said, the motion when he first threatened me was middle console, but I don't know if that's where the gun was.
But you had said he referenced like shooting y'all earlier while you're in the car, right?
He threatened to shoot me.
As if he had a gun
Correct.
in his control somewhere.
Again, why she would have pled the fifth, y'all. See, this is making a lot more sense now that all of this is being revealed, because she only pled the fifth when it came down to Tory Lanez questions. She did not plead the fifth when it came down to the most important one. And was that, did you shoot Megan? No, she said that shit with no hesitation. You know what I mean? But then when it came down to the threatening and all of that, that's when she pled the fifth. This is a done deal, bro. That's fucked up.
Correct.
Okay.
And so after the shots rang, it was, like I said, 5 shots. We kind of froze. And by the time I get back into, like, you know, I snapped, Megan had either crawled or walked or limped over to, she's in a driveway. She's in a driveway on the side of the driver's side. She's in a driveway. Tory sits down.
In the front passenger seat?
In the front passenger seat.
Okay.
He's sitting. I guess just kind of shocked also. So I run over to her. I immediately ran to her. You know, she's the forefront of my thoughts. My job as a friend in general is just like naturally is to protect my friend, protect. So now I'm in defense mode on the behalf of Megan. I ran to her. She's on the floor. I never looked at her feet. I never really just got to look at her. I just know when I ran to her and she grabbed me, she had blood. So in my head, she had got shot because shots just went off and she's bleeding. That's what I think. So I see Tory coming around the vehicle. It's dark, lights are flat, hitting him. It's almost like a scary scene. So again, I'm in defense mode. I see him coming around the vehicle, and in my head, I'm thinking he's about to come over here and attack us.
Do you see whether or not when he's coming around the vehicle if he still has the gun?
I don't believe he had the gun.
Okay.
So like I said, I just thought he was coming over to attack us. So I stepped in between where he was coming to where Megan was, and at that point, that's when the assault between me and him happened. He assaulted me, and Quan then he just comes and he picks me up like a little doll.
That could definitely be where her nails got broke and the chain fell. A lot of people was anticipated that was between Kelsey and Megan. Her account is adding up, y'all, and it's adding up with the scene and some more shit.
And he's like, Kelsey, they do this all the time. And I said, huh? She's bleeding. She's been shot. I don't know if y'all know she's shot. By that time, he's already to where Megan's at. So, I don't know what goes on in that driveway.
Who comes towards Megan? Is that Quan or Tory?
So initially, Tory comes,
Yeah.
and that's where I stepped in, and we had an altercation. He physically assaulted me, and then Quan came and separated him from
What
me.
exactly did he do when he was assaulting you?
I mean, everything.
That, you know what, that also makes a lot of sense with Sean Kelly, because this got to be the scene where Sean Kelly looked. Because you remember how they was feeling like he was saying that people jumped on Megan. By this time, Megan is already laying down. Tory and Kelsey get the tussling. The other nigga from the driver come around trying to break it up. That coincides with the witness testimony says, like, to the fucking T. Because, you know what I'm saying, and he automatically see Megan on the ground, so he think that they're jumping Megan when that really wasn't it. But her account and Sean Kelly's account is adding up. I don't care what nobody say. I'm very intelligent. That shit makes sense. Because he said it in his testimony that all of them was fighting. Of course, he probably would have thought that Quan was fighting if he's trying to break the shit up between Tory and Kelsey. And that would make sense of why he felt like they were jumping on Meg because Meg was already on the ground. That shit add up to me, y'all. Drop it down in the chat, yo, because this shit ain't... Wow.
I think my adrenaline was so high.
Wow.
I don't know if he was hitting me with a closed fist or slapping me. It was just it was a physical altercation.
Were you wearing a necklace that night?
I was, and I'm gonna go to that part too.
Wow.
So now Tory's in the driveway with Megan. Quan is holding me. Like I said, he's big. He just picked me up and said, "They do this all the time, Kelsey." And I said, "Huh? No, like she's bleeding. She's been shot, to my knowledge." And so I'm still in defense mode. I'm still in, I gotta protect her. So I look up and I see the vehicle is in the middle of the road and it's on, the door is open. So my initial reaction is to cause a distraction. And I jumped into the vehicle and I threw it in jerk. And it worked.
What does that mean?
I just jerked it, made it move.
Okay.
Made it move. Just
Somebody put Sean down on time out real quick, Sean.
to get him away from Megan. Because
I caught that too, TJC. I caught that too.
in my head, I'm thinking he's over here gonna just attack.
So you got in the driver's seat of the car and moved it a
And
little
I jerked. I made it jerk.
Okay.
I didn't even move it. I didn't even drive or anything. I just made it jerk.
Okay.
And so when I did that for Megan, because in my head I'm thinking he's over here gonna just attack.
So you got in the driver's seat of the car and moved it a
And
little
I jerked. I made it jerk.
Okay.
I didn't even move it. I didn't even drive or anything. I just made it jerk.
Okay.
And so when I did that, it did exactly what I needed it to do, get Tory away from Megan. And so I don't know how he got to the vehicle. I don't know if he ran or walked, but he got to me really quick. And that's when he started pulling me by my hair. He was pulling me by my hair really hard. And again, I wasn't afraid for my life when the incident was going on with Megan. I was in defense mode. But then I became afraid for my life when he started pulling my hair and my neck because it was really, really hard.
Now there is evidence of that, of clumps of her hair missing and things like that. I don't think they released them yet, but I did read that in the transcripts that was part of the evidence. It was pictures of her missing some shit from her hair. It's in there, y'all. Dead ass.
That's when the necklace.
When you said he pulled on your neck, what do you mean?
He was almost I didn't lose my breath, so I wouldn't say choking, but he was pulling my neck and my hair. And then so here comes Quan again. Quan he's in between us, but Tory has a good grip. He's not letting go. So it's kind of like tug of war at this point with my head and body, and I'm scared. And I kind of dumb myself down just to get him to let me go. And I said, Tory, what are we doing? What are we doing? And when I said that, he released. He let go. And so now Megan is standing. We're all standing at the front driver door.
Did you see how Megan got to the front driver door at all?
I can't tell. No, she just hopped, walked. I can't tell you, but she was there. She was standing at the front driver door, and Quan.
Yeah, people get on my nerve about that fact too, Shawty. She was able to walk after she got shot. Okay? Everybody acting like, you know what I mean, it went through her whole foot. I mean, she was injured from the weapon being fired, but people's acting like it's far-fetched for the girl to be able to stand up. You know what I mean? Like, dead ass serious. I done seen people with broken legs, run, when they got their adrenaline going on and shit. You dig? I mean, that's not even the case. The case is both of these women was victimized that night. And now almost I feel terrible for Kelsey because it just seems like Megan and Kelsey was still protecting this fool.
they're just like, get in the car, you know. We didn't like have a pushback about getting in the car because we're in the middle of nowhere. At this point, we don't know what to do. We honestly didn't even think about calling 911 at this moment or anything. It was all a blur.
Now, did you have on long nails that night?
I did.
Were
My
any-
nails were broken off.
That was during your
with
fight
the
with Tori?
altercation with Tori,
Okay.
correct.
Yo, this is deep.
So now we get in the vehicle. Quan gets back in the driver's side. Tori gets in the, now replaces Megan's seat. So he's in the front passenger. Megan gets in where I was sitting, which is now behind Tori. And now I'm behind Quan.
How is Megan looking at this point? Is she crying? Is she upset? Is she scared? Anything? Can you tell?
Megan was, I was screaming. I was tripping. I was having a panic attacks. Megan honestly was very calm. And that's what made me.
I definitely agree with you wholeheartedly, Kimmy. Because on my video, I put a clip in there. And the whole time when the ambulance arrived, you will hear Kelsey asking Meg, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, she was constantly asking her that. And that's why it was weird to me, because people wanted me to be like, they had just fought. That just didn't seem like two besties just fighting behavior. You dig what I mean? Like, not at all. Not at all to me. Because I know if I'm mad, you'll be like, if I don't talk to you next week. You know what I mean?
Made me think that they had a conversation in the driveway where I don't know. That's my assumption. But she wasn't in distraught. I was in distraught more than her,
She probably was scared.
Sorry, that just upsets me.
It's okay.
No, it's okay.
You know, I can get tissue, or if you need a break, just let me know, okay? Let's see if I can get some. I'll be right back. Or anything.
Like and I don't know where we're going. Just driving. We didn't really have a destination. But I believe I did say we need to take her to the hospital.
I honestly think that Quan said, don't put me in that mess. And that's probably why he didn't even call that man, because he's really the only person that could tell this shit. But something tells me that Quan said directly, don't put me in this shit, bro. Because it baffles me that he was not subpoenaed.
And so Megan, she says, Kelsey, call Ferris. I had already tried calling Ferris. We had bad signal, so it didn't go through. I had sent a text to her security. I sent a text to her security at the time.
Is that Justin?
That's Justin. And because they weren't answering the calls, so I think I said, like, help, 911, Tori shot Meg, or...
Do you still have that text?
I'll have to go through my old phone and...
I'm going to show you a photograph here. If this is a document titled Text Message Justin Edison. Mm-hmm. Just take a look at that.
I believe that's it. I'll have to look at my old
Okay, but that looks like the message that you sent.
Yeah, I don't think it's edited or anything.
Okay. So, you said, help, Tori shot Meg, 911.
Right.
I really believe that, lover of music. I do. And I hate that I feel like that, but I do believe he took some bread from that nigga too. Quan didn't want to be on that stand because Quan said, listen, my nigga, he probably didn't want to compromise his integrity. This is so terrible, y'all.
Okay.
Mind you, I didn't even know that there was already a call that had been made. So I sent him a text. I think I texted Travis Ferris. I think I texted him. I know I dropped him our location. And I also sent a message to my mom, and I was like, help. Just frustrates me because, like, I was really hurt. And they just make it seem like it's mentally, like, nothing. I sent a help message to my mom.
And when you say you were hurt, you were physically hurt, mentally hurt?
I didn't even realize I had bruises, but my adrenaline was so high. When I say hurt, I mean emotionally.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you scared too?
Nah, this adds up, y'all, because even her friend, Jay Lee, that I put in the last video, her story even lines up to this, y'all. Like, this is fucked up. Because, I mean, a lot of this was going on and niggas really didn't think about Kelsey being a victim. I'ma be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, myself included. Like, I never really even thought about it. Because, I mean, I gotta give Tory defense credit. Like, they was spinning so much shit because I really thought that maybe some point Megan and Kelsey fought. But now I'm thinking that might have just really been Tory whooping her ass, bro. Because Kelsey the same height as me. I'm 4'11". Tory 5'2"? Oh, that's corny.
Like,